It's going to be the Sacramento Kings tonight, 39, 24-1. That is no fluke. That is hard work. And that is you guys coming in here being the sharpest chat I know, bringing winners, bringing the energy. Also, Squad Ride 1, Providence, great. Fuck me. They win games, they cover games. It's fucking annoying. Mikey Over's coming on. Might have changed the vibes. Maybe that'll change everything. Maybe I'll be a Providence guy. Maryland out to a fat lead. They have 75 votes already. And we're going to absolutely attack the college basketball card today. Winners only. All right, so we're Mormons tonight. We're going to be soaking with our winnings, okay? And we're 42, 24-1 in squad rides. Dwayne Wade alley-ooping it left and right every fucking day. Let's go BYU. We're soaking in the winnings. It starts tonight with Manhattan, +5. The Jaspers, they get it done at home for the squad ride. Let's end the best fucking week we've had on this goddamn show so far, all right? Why not us?
There we go.
+115. Boom. You know why? Because I trust the squad ride, and that shit prints. New day, same shit. BTL episode 247 piece. Hold the fry, joined by your guys, Krabs and Javon, as always. And I still trust the squad ride with my life to this day because of bets like the over in the Nats game last night. Javon, how are we feeling on a Thursday?
Feeling great. Feeling great. Wish we had a better slate today. A couple more games, especially on the diamond. But shout out yesterday. It was a weird day. Didn't really have to spray too much, but it was fun.
Yeah, and you absolutely wiped the floor with me in the competition, little head-to-head last night. Wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. I think I got one win out of those 6. Not good enough. Not good enough. L recap from me, Javon. I think you went 4-2, I believe.
I think so. Starting to get a little nervous because I think the 2 that I lost were the first 2. So it was the Rangers and then the Nerfy, and Eflin gave up his only 2 runs of the game, I think, in the first.
Okay. Well, let's keep streaking. All right, let's keep the streak alive. Let's keep hitting bets today, chat. You know we are. You know we're coming with the heat today. We've got the NBA Finals tonight. We have to talk about it, of course. I got plenty to go over there. Need Javon's Heat report for that game tonight. We've got an NBA Prize Pick Series entry we need to finalize that we started yesterday when Trent came on. We got to lock that in today, chat. What else? We've got the MLB slate, which ain't much, but it's honest work, and we're going to attack it and find some winners there. And then college baseball starts up tomorrow around the time of BTL. So, chat, we'll go over a little bit of college baseball talk this afternoon if you're down, and find some winners there as well as the tournament starts up tomorrow. Okay? Then, of course, the squad rides, and if we have time, we'll craft up a prize picks as well for today. That's the game plan. All right. Is it too late to place a Corbin Cy Young? Aaron, I love where your head's at, my man. I really do. Props to Corbin for settling down after that first inning last night and keeping the Nats in that game for them to be able to win. W-Nats win, W-Nats road trip. W-Nats. I've been so impressed with this team. They're fun. People forget there was a bet where you could take either the Athletics or the Nats to finish with the worst record in baseball at -110 both ways, which is insanely disrespectful. Okay, people do forget that. People do forget. So we're not going to slander the Nats today. Only respect for our boys in DC. They've been playing good baseball. All right, Javon, squad ride yesterday, absolutely free. Okay, W recap. We can go over that. Never in doubt. I mean, I got a little sketch after a few innings of no runs, but Freddie is locked in. That Dodgers lineup got started early, and the Nats finished it with a 10-piece.
They did. Wasn't surprising that, or I wasn't expecting them to finish it, but whatever works. I'm always down to see Patrick Corbin take down the Dodgers. Doesn't happen too often.
And I'm in prison. I bet.
And 25 to life.
I bet, chat. 7-day DJ Lean Beast coming in with a sub bang. Connor Carr sub bang. W's. Appreciate the support on this Thursday afternoon. All right, let's cut the shit. Let's dive in. Since it's the NBA Finals today, we're going to spend a little bit more time talking NBA, as we should, as we're in the middle of dog days of summer, in my eyes at least. And Javon, some interesting comments from Jokic the other day in the media conference talking about the Nuggets being a favorite. He was asked, the Nuggets have been a dog pretty much the whole season, playoffs. Nobody's respecting them, and now they're a favorite in the finals. And I want to show you guys this clip to Jokic's reaction and get your guys' takes.
Playoffs. My question is, throughout the year, even especially in the playoffs, you guys, pictured by the media as an underdog. And, you, the coach Malone, have been talking about that. How you feel now that you're Frank, the favorite to win the finals, and what that changed for you?
Who said that we are favorites? The media? Las Vegas told us that we were underdog before. It's not correct, I think. I mean, I think we are not the favorites. I think in the finals there is no favorites. This is going to be the hardest game of our life, and we know that, and we are prepared for that. We are preparing and prepare for that. So I think there is no favorites, and definitely I think we are not favorites in this series. I think they are not either. I think it's just the finals. There is no favorites in the finals. My opinion.
Okay, his opinion. His opinion. No favorites in the finals. Javon, what do you think about Jokic's comments? I mean, he kind of has to say something like that, right? You don't want to really go into, talking about sports betting, obviously, but he seems to not really give a hoot who's a favorite and who's not, and doesn't really think it matters once you get to this point.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Obviously, we're in the betting space, so we know damn well not just how much they're favorites, but also how corp they are. Everybody's kind of cashed their nuggets on 4, nuggets on 5 tickets, but yeah, I don't really expect them to say anything different. You really can't, especially when you're a team who hasn't been to this point as long as they have. You got to play the underdog role at some point.
100%. This team has never done much, and they're going to keep that mentality heading into the championship, and they're not changing nothing. In their eyes, they're still the dogs who get no respect, even though they're the 1 seeds and have debatably been the best team in the NBA the whole year, in my eyes. I mean, so consistent, maybe not the most exciting, but this team has been the best team in the NBA consistency-wise all year. And Jokic is not changing his thought process, his game plan of going in there thinking he's a dog every damn night. And that's probably why he's so freaking good, and that's probably why the Nuggets are here.
Yeah.
Right? We got some sub-bangs coming in. Xander, sub-bang, beast. We've got Garrett Lambert coming in with a sub-bang. W's. Appreciate it. Lieutenant Goose. Let's go, Goose. Coming in with 5 sub-bangs after the giveaway yesterday. W's.
We go.
W's, my man. Appreciate you giving back. Love it. Hope you tailed the squad ride. Hope you rolled over that $100, put it on the squad ride, and doubled your net worth. How about that?
There we go.
How about that? Dubs, can we start talking about baseball? That starts first. Sure. We'll go over the baseball games before they start. I promise you that. Wanted to show you guys a little NBA teaser and get you excited, get your minds right, get you locked into some basketball talk. But we can go over some MLB first. All right, we got some games starting up here early. Why not us, Javon? Why not us?
Why not?
I'm still blown about the Rockies last night. I'm still blown.
Yeah,
Lamet got destroyed.
He did.
He got destroyed. He did not have good defense behind him one bit, but they were smoking the ball off of him, and he did not deserve a nerfie or a win. That was a bad read, a shit wager by me. I take full responsibility for that one, boys. All right? Let's get back in the lab and find some winners for today, though, because we got games starting up soon. All right, Milwaukee and Toronto, Javon, starts up at 1:07 Eastern. Peralta versus Gausman. The line has come down towards the Brewers. A little interesting here. And the total's sitting at 8. Hasn't really moved much. Any opinions on Gausman pitching against your Brewers tonight?
All right, let's not say my Brewers. I like them. I like them, but I wouldn't say they're my Brewers just yet. I don't know. This is a strange game because even initially, I can't ignore the -200 that was there briefly for Gausman against Freddie Peralta. And we've seen, I guess, his last handful of starts, really couple since the blow up in Fenway. He's had a couple where he's been shown a lot of respect line-wise, and he's pitched pretty well since. And we thought those lines were pretty long then. And I still think this opener is pretty ridiculous now. So I think even with Freddie Peralta kind of slightly regressing, I know he was really, really good to start the season. Hasn't quite been that same pitcher. At -200 at a point still feels weird. So I do think Peralta gets blown up. I don't know. Josh Hart is crazy. Yeah, Brewers
still not into that comment.
I
don't know what was going through his head there, but whatever.
I can't ignore that either. I don't know. Honestly, I'd probably lean towards an over here. So I think the Jays bats really get to Peralta, but I think Gausman too. Against this lineup that the Brewers put out today feels a little bit too easy. So I think he gives up a couple. Probably lean towards the over 8 there.
Okay. Yeah. Don't hate the over. Has the juice been moving around at all? Maybe 5-cent move towards the under. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, honestly,
there's public too.
With the Brewers lineup they put out today, I was maybe expecting a little more move down.
Huh. They're resting some guys today?
It's just like at the bottom is the real issue. Like you still have your usual Yelich, Owen Miller, Rowdy, and Contreras, and then at the end you got Monasterio, who like sneakily nobody's going to know, but he's a guy they just called up who's actually somewhat decent. And then they got Terang, who can't hit anything lately, and then Tyrone Taylor and Joey Weimer, who are probably going to give you 4 strikeouts. It's just
okay.
It's bad at the bottom.
Yeah, we've got some people, we've got some sharps in chat asking about Gausman's strikeouts today, and you're saying if he's going against that B lineup, even if the Brewers are able to scrape some runs together with that, maybe a spec high total with the backup lineup going. Either way, they're probably going to be striking out a little bit more than usual.
Yeah, I do like, especially with that lineup. He's at what, 7.5 Ks, I believe. I would certainly take that under or over.
Okay. All right, boys. He likes Gausman over strikeouts. Why not us? Why not us? Yeah, gun to my head, I'm taking that over. And the Brewers' offense to stay relatively hot against Gausman. Okay. What about Philly and the Mets? Taijuan Walker revenge game, huh? Is this a revenge game? He was on the Mets, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At 1 point.
Yeah.
Little Taijuan Walker revenge game here. Lines moved 25 cents towards the Mets. But what I'm looking at here, Javon, which you probably already knew, is this total up to 9 with Scherzer pitching. And I know he's been bad, but my goodness, I want to take this over. And I want to back these offenses against these crummy arms right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I don't know. It feels weird taking the over in this series because I've thought about it quite a few times and just stayed off. But I do think the Mets get to Taijuan Walker quite a bit. It's just the question of what Scherzer are you going to get. So I don't really know what to do there. I might just, if I were to take something, it would probably just be Mets team total. But that total certainly is strange that it's heading up to 9 with Scherzer on the bump, and that's been a pretty telltale sign since he's been back this season from his little suspension. But yeah, I lean the over, but I do think the Mets getting to Taijuan Walker is kind of my main read there.
So let's go through the series. Okay, this is the third game of the series, last game of the series, I believe. And first 2 games absolutely soared under. Phillies lost the first 2. Right, Phillies are not playing well still, but both games soared under. First game was a total of 8. The game last night with Nola on the bump, 8.5. Now you're telling me with Scherzer getting involved here in this one, the total's now up to 9 after we saw no runs, no reason to even increase the total here besides one of these 2 arms tonight getting absolutely lit up.
Yeah.
I like the over in this game. I mean, the splits, it's pretty much 50-50 right now on the total. I mean, the over's got 51% of bets, 60% of handle on the over, but 2 up arrows I'm seeing on this end. Next to the handle and bet percentage for the under as well. So some late bets, typically not as smart, smaller bets, hopefully coming in on that under. I will be on this over, and I'm hoping the steam continues to move up because that total's a little crazy. And I know Walker sucks, chat. I know Walker sucks, and that makes the total make a little more sense. But, I mean, after the first 2 games of this series, if this number closes at 9, which it's already added some books, that's a little high, in my opinion. And I'm backing these offenses to wake up in the last game of the series. All right. I think we should target maybe some prize picks guys on that game, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
You can take a look.
Yeah. Let's go through the rest of the early games, though. I think we got one more. Padres and Marlins. Shout out the Marlins last night for a little walk-off action. Is this true?
Yeah.
Late walk-off action, I bet. Yeah, it was never the Padres, although they probably should have won that game. Today, we've got Musgrove, who's been atrocious, up on the bump against Luzardo, who's been decent, but a little inconsistent. I don't really know where my head's at in this game. I feel like I want to back the Padres again, but at this point, I feel like it's better just to not to bet on this team one bit because they are a joke. They are not good. They can't hit. They don't win. They don't score. We continue to, wait for them to, get back to their 2022 form here. And they haven't done anything this season to earn a bet back in them. I'm staying off, but I'd say I'd probably lean the Padres, but I'm not betting them again, man.
Yeah. And I mean, Musgrove's been not great until his last start where he was pretty solid. So I don't want to back him necessarily coming off of that. I want to see where he kind of settles, but I don't know how you can bet anything but the Padres after the game last night. This is kind of a dream spot, especially with Luzardo here. I figured this game would kind of sit more around to pick him instead of the minus 120, 125 that we're seeing now pretty much across the board for Musgrove. So I can't blame anybody for not wanting to bet on this team and see one through. But if I had to pick a side here, it certainly would be backing Musgrove in the, a low scoring game. Maybe not as much as yesterday, but I think you're going to have a blast or two be the difference.
Okay. Yeah, don't love the board today, boys. I mean, you guys probably could have known that was coming looking at these games. But we're going to make do, and there's some games I like a little bit later that we're going to get to that I have a better read on. But, Javon, do we dare take a stab at the Prize Picks board and see if we can craft up anything for these early games, or just see if there's anything we like? See if anything we like there. We don't have to force it. We can just take a peek.
We could certainly take a look. I know
we can lock in that Gausman strikeouts that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, down for that. Certainly down for that. And if we're talking, Mets too, I assume there's plenty of BVP out there. I can only assume for a lot of those guys.
A lot of Mets squares up, huh? Any squares that aren't typically up? Looks like they have mainly goats.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually a good sign, I'll say, for the Mets when Lindor run is up. That's a strange one there. Not strange, like it doesn't make sense, but they're very picky of when they put that up.
We could take Vogues, who's been struggling. He's up there for half a TB. We could take Big Vogues.
I hate taking him because there's always a pinch hit risk too. Who's been heating up sneakily lately? Starling Marte.
Really?
He's up for that 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI.
The unluckiest hitter in the beginning of the season is starting to see the ball hit ground.
Just a little bit.
Okay. Vogue can't hit a beach ball, Kobe said. Does that make you want to take him?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, everyone in chat has said a different square to take. I think every single person in chat has said a different square. We got to lock one of these in.
A lot of options.
Marte, I don't hate. Alonso run, I don't hate. What's the Alonso run history looking like here? What's he been doing?
Pete Alonso.
He's been around.
You
mentioned that Lindor run as well. When you see that, you notice usually cashes or what?
Yeah, I mean those have been up for a couple of times. I've seen him go yard, including I think the one game we took him on that one dinger Tuesday. But they're certainly picky about when they have both Lindor and Alonso up. So that's a good sign for the Mets offense there, typically.
Good sign for the over too, chap.
Yeah, it could be a great
sign for the freaking over.
Could be.
You want to take Lindor run and not overthink it?
Could. I mean, it's for me. I'd say it's between both of those run props and Marte, one of those three.
Okay.
I mean, the one that's probably stranger out of the two run props is definitely, I would say, Alonso. But the one that's probably got a little bit of a better history is Lindor. So it's interesting. I don't know. Chat. What do we want to do there? You got a couple.
I'm looking at Marte's numbers. Yeah, he's been hitting a lot better over the past week or so, but he did go 0 for 3 last night against the Phillies as well. Did I miss your early leans on MLB? Yes, you did. I'd say over in Milwaukee, Toronto, over in Philly, New York, and Padres, I guess would be the lean in that game.
Yeah.
Pods ML. Marte scares me. Take Pete. I want to take Pete too, man. I want to take Pete run. I don't really know why, but I do.
I'm down for that.
Let's see what he's been doing. He's got 39 runs on the year. Sheesh. Let's take Pete. He's hitting a nuke today. He's going yabo. What are his odds like on the books to hit a nuke?
Let's take a look.
I'm taking a peep right now, Josh. Don't worry about it. I'm pulling it up. Alonso to hit a nuke tonight.
I was expecting him to be flip-flopped with Schwarber. The fact that Schwarber is that short against Scherzer is a little strange to me. But
dude, is Schwarb's up on Prize Picks? He's been the coldest hitter in baseball. Don't tell me Schwarb's is up on Prize Picks.
No, he's not.
Oh, Brutal. I was so ready. What are these odds telling you, though, Javon?
I mean, they're
Alonzo
about
310.
yeah, they're not too short, not too long. I was expecting him to be maybe one of those plus 270-ish guys like Schwarber happens to be today.
Yeah, dude. Look at Schwarber's odds, chat. Plus 230. The guy has 2 singles in his freaking last 20 games, I'm pretty sure. I saw a crazy tweet about that.
Oh, it is.
I know
It's June,
he has
too.
good numbers against Scherzer. I know.
First day of June. That could be it for Schwarber.
Yeah, June Schwarbs is locked in. I mean, I remember him in DC 2 years ago in June. That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was the only plus of the season.
Yeah.
It was great.
How about it?
I wish he was up there, chat. You good to roll with Petey though?
Yeah, I'm down to roll with Pete.
Okay. New month, new Schwarb. You already know Bobby Filet. Did you actually beat him? Did you beat him in a cooking contest? I need to break down on that. Let me know. With a name like that, you must have. My goodness. All right. We got 2 squares up here. Sure. Any Philly squares we could take? Any Phillies hitters we could take?
What do they have?
Let's take a peep. All right, chat. Harper's up there for TBs. He's been cold. Harper up there for a run. Hasn't hit in the last couple games.
Corp Bryson Stott's up to no surprise.
Trey Turner, 6.5 fantasy score. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's a little low. It's also, yeah, I guess he's been goose egg the last 3 games.
Yeah. Trey Turner against his old teammate tonight. Scherzer. Let's see if he's got any track record against Scherzer.
Trey Turner.
Yeah, let's take a peek. I don't have any recollections, but there's got to be some IBs.
It says he doesn't have a single.
None.
Yeah.
What the? Interesting. Well, that'll be fun. That doesn't mean I want to take him. If anything, I don't want to take him.
Yeah.
Seeing Scherzer for the first time? Are you kidding me? Holy smokes. What about Harper total bases or Harper run?
I mean, he's definitely got some history off of Scherzer.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting 300, 3 tanks and 20 ABs.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I don't want to take Stott. It's just the only other option there. That Stott one is just so weird because he's everybody's Corp favorite today. He's what, 6 for 7 off of Scherzer. And they're hanging a hits, runs, and RBI. It's just the under on the books. I don't really know.
Is it now?
Yeah, I mean, I can't get myself to do that.
I think we go Harper run. You don't like it?
I mean, we're taking what, Harper run and Pete Alonso run in the same game.
Okay. Let's move to the Padres game. Scratch Harper. Connor's right. We move. No need to force. You know, Connor, this is exactly what I needed to say. No need to force. He's so right.
Yeah.
He's so right. Let's see if we can find a Padre here.
Padre.
Brandon Dixon. Sure.
Yeah, Brandon Dixon, the lefty smashers in the lineup.
I mean, what's he been doing? Let's see.
I mean, not too much. He always has just super weird odds anytime they face a lefty or super weird squares or whatever it may be.
Hasn't gotten a hit in this series. Hasn't been doing really squat. Is he up there a lot for a hit, run, and RBI?
No, I don't know if I've ever seen him maybe once or twice up there for hit, run, and RBI. He's usually up for a base. So, I mean, I guess it's a little weird that he's up for this, especially with him not having a hit in like 3-4 games.
Dude, we should lock it in. People in chat are saying Kim, though. They want to take Kimmy.
Why is he leading off?
Let's see.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. I would rather back our guy Dixon. Specs. He's got glasses. You can't tell by this picture. But he rocks some crazy specs. He had a nuke at Nats Park the other week. Soto under fantasy, I bet. Are there more squares below or no? Or is that it, Josh? Oh, there are. Oh, we got sneak squares. Okay. Soto under fantasy.
Could be the play. This is
Luzardo K's 30.5 fantasy score, not expected to get a quality start. Air.
He's got 6. 30.5. Pitching outs look all right. That's interesting.
Would you rather take Dixon or would you rather take Luzardo K's?
It's a great question. Fantastic question.
I want to take Dixon.
All right, we can take Dixon. I don't have a problem with that.
Let's go. Do you want to leave this as a 3-piece? What do we think?
Yeah, we can leave it as a 3-piece.
Chat, last call. If you have any sharp squares, please let us know. Soto bats 429 with 2 walks against Luzardo. Damn. That's crazy. From the left side. Bogart's been awfully quiet, I bet.
Yeah.
Good point. The B fantasy?
Yeah, I mean, that's heading to Guardians are winning, but that's later, I think.
Yeah, we'll get to those games after we do some NBA talk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, chat. Let's lock in this 3-piece. I'm going to lock it in as well with you. Okay. We're going to go Gausman strikeouts. All right. We're going to go Alonso. This is our corpse square. Got to diversify. Okay.
That's it.
Corpse square Alonso run. And Dixon. Specs, if you will. No picture, no problem. More than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. All right. All more squares. Huh. Very rare for us. Okay.
Yeah. How about it?
Little 3-piece of sweat, chat. Little 3-piece of sweat. Okay. Dubs. All right. If you missed the leans for the early games, chat, if you came in late, here's what we like for the 3 early MLB games. Toronto, Milwaukee over. Soft lean.
Yeah. I'm in.
Soft
I'm in
lean.
there.
Philly, Mets over. I'm locking that in right now as we speak. All right. I love that play. It's my favorite play of the early slate. And then we've got Padres ML, I guess. I mean, I don't even know if I can recommend the Padres to anybody at this point, but that's definitely the lean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a painful
Right.
button push.
Okay. And chat, there's also a WNBA game tonight. If you have any plays in that, please let me know. I'm interested. Bobby said Phillies Mets over is free. Oh, God. I hope you're right, Bobby. I hope you're right, my man. Holy smokes. SB Profit coming in with a sub bang. Let's go, my man. Let's go, dude. Appreciate that as always. All right, boys. Let's pivot. All right. We talked about the early games. We got them done. All right. Speaking of crazy comments, Javon, did you hear what Syndergaard said last night after that Nats start?
I think I did.
I mean, a matchup against the Nationals will do that to you, brother. It'll do that to you. Chat, if you didn't see it, pretty crazy. Syndergaard said after the game, according to MLB on Fox, that he would give away his hypothetical firstborn to be the old him. This is one of the craziest comments I've heard in sports this year. Are you allowed to say this?
I mean, I guess. It's just wild. It's
Did
wild.
you think about what people might think?
I feel bad for the guy, man. He is just getting destroyed. I know he's had a pretty long road back from a couple of injuries to get to this point. He's just out here getting rocked time and time again.
He did used to date Alex Cooper. That is very true. He's obviously not settled down with a family and kids at this point in his life, and that's his choice. Whatever Syndergaard wants to do, he's going to do. But, yeah, this is a little sad, I'd say. I mean, he's obviously hurting. Not like this doesn't happen to, a ton of MLB players every single season, right? Corbin went through this same stuff for years. It's tough, and to be able to bounce back and battle back and get back on top, it's extremely impressive. And comments like this, chat, should be a reminder of how freaking difficult this sport really is. I think we forget about it at times, watching it over and over again, night after night, seeing great plays, seeing home runs, seeing no-hitters, seeing shutouts. And we forget that these guys are unbelievable at what they do, and we could never
Nope.
do what these guys do. And there's a reason they get paid. I'll bring up the comment. I forget who it was. It doesn't even matter because the guy's kind of a gump. But the guy who came out about NIL and said that, his brother's a pediatrician and these guys are making more off NIL. Well, then learn how to run routes and, learn a skilled sport or trade that's going to get you paid more, that has more money in the market. It's not their fault that they're playing a sport that has more money involved. It's not the kids' fault that they're not saving lives and they're playing football and there's more money in the sport, right? I hated that comment. It was so backhanded. So backhanded.
Yeah.
Guys like Syndergaard, man, I feel bad, but this was wild. Wild. If he ends up having a kid and they see this, they're going to be like, what the fuck,
What do you
Dad?
say? What do you say?
The hell, Dad? I just found this on Twitter from 20 years ago. What is this? You said
Yeah.
you'd give me away to be good?
It's
That's
crazy.
a little weird.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's where it gets a little sketch. But you know what? Syndergaard's obviously going through some shit, and this is not the worst part of his life right now. It's his pitching. So we'll move. We'll move. The Nats offense will do that to you. We'll do that to you. All
Yeah.
right? Chat, let's dive in. All right? Let's find some freaking NBA Prize Pick Series squares. All right? We'll go over the MLB plays before the end of BTL, I promise. Okay? Because there's some winners in there. There's some winners in there. But we need to finalize this NBA Prize Pick Series entry that we started yesterday. Okay? We got to finish what we started. All right, boys? Caleb Martin, I want to take his under. I want to take his less than 68.5 points. Javon, you could counter. All right? I know you got some points probably to counter Caleb Martin's unders here, and maybe only one good game could send this over. But I don't think he's scoring more than 17 points a game. That is a high ass number. What are your thoughts on fading your guy Caleb Martin?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't want to root for it, but I think it's a pretty decent play. The bar's high. You're getting a really high line, and it got bumped down for a reason. Because even with how well he's been playing in the series, you need him to do it on a consistent basis for those 4 games, really, to top this. So I don't have a problem fading him. I'm cool with that. But the one guy that I'm certainly not fading is Bam. I think Bam, my favorite Heat square is probably Bam over points, because people have seen him not be aggressive against some very tough matchups. Like, people don't understand, like, as good as Jokic is offensively, and we talk about the issues that Bam is going to have guarding him on the defensive end, he's not going to have the same problem offensively. And when they've played him in previous times, he is very aggressive because he has to be. And Jokic is not going to be nearly as physical as some of the tougher matchups that, Bam's had to face. You talk about the length that they have, like even when they switched Giannis on him in the first round, or you have a taller Brook Lopez who was on him for short periods of time. And then last series, when you had Robert Williams in there, which is a super tough matchup for him, like, these aren't the same guys that he's going to be facing this series. Jokic isn't aggressive on the defensive end, which is why he never gets in foul trouble, and they can't afford for him to be in foul trouble. So, like, if Bam goes and gets to the rim, which he's going to have to do, he's going to have clean looks there. So, like, I understand the recency bias of why everybody wants to fade Bam, but I do like him to be pretty aggressive here in the series.
Okay. Well, I'm down to take that, and I'm with you. Everyone's chirping him. I mean, look, Bam's going to have to be extra aggressive, like you mentioned, to have a chance. And you've watched him play against Jokic before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Maybe he won't be at as much of a disadvantage as the public expects.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the public, it's like mixed with, like, defensively, he is probably going to be at the same defensive disadvantage if he's just one-on-one, which they probably won't allow a lot of the time. But people saw the couple of tough matchups he's had in the playoffs to this point and don't realize that it's not the same thing here. It's like he's going to have to be very aggressive. And this St. Robert Williams and Al Horford, like, it's a lot different.
Okay. We'll add Bam and we'll move. Chat, by the way, I just locked in that over in in Philly and New York. Over 8.5 minus 115. I got WCLV there, chat.
There you go.
Okay. Let's talk about Jamal Murray. Okay. Not saying we have to take him, but I wouldn't be shocked if Jamal Murray drops a 50 burger in the series. I feel like I've already seen it. Talked about it yesterday. I think that's already in the script for him to go off. But if you don't want to take Jamal or back him in his points, which are insanely high, I understand. And I also understand that the Heat are coming in as one of the lowest scoring teams in NBA Finals history. So how will that affect the Nuggets offense? 2 + 2 = 4. They might not be putting up 120 points per game here. This might be more of a low-scoring defensive battle. And then taking a guy like Jamal Murray over 105.5 points does scare me a little bit there. Where does your head at lie with Jamal Murray with these series squares?
I was looking at his under threes, to be honest with you, because I think the Heat have done such a great job really all season, but especially in these playoffs, running the primary options off of the line. So if Jamal Murray eats and has one of those big games, I think it's going to have to be, him attacking in the pick and roll, a lot of penetration towards the rim. Like we talked about like a little earlier, I think if you're talking about the guys that are really going to beat the Heat from the three-point line, I think it's going to be Michael Porter Jr. and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So like those are the guys who I would like to back, but I think they're going to do a really good job, like I said, running him off the three-point line. And if he has a big game, I don't think it's really going to come from there. So I think you're going to get a lot of spot-up opportunities from three, and it's not just going to be the off-the-dribble creation that Jamal Murray was doing against the Lakers later in that series and really throughout a majority of the playoffs. I think it's going to be a little different. So it scares me. I mean, fading his points because he could have one of those games. But I think from the three, fading that is not giving me the same hesitation.
Okay. Yes, we're going to go over College World Series towards the end, my man. All right, we got some plays. We got some picks for you. Javon, talk about that KCP 3 square. I got to hit the bathroom real quick, but talk about that and let the people know what's good with that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was definitely looking at honestly, Josh, you can just go to the 3-point made category as a whole. Because I was looking at one of these guys because there are going to be stretches in the game. Like, I think there's going to be different points in the game, different points in the series where the Heat are just going to say, hey, Jokic, go one-on-one versus Bam. You can get your points. We'll make other people beat you when you have to. But there's going to be other points where they double him and say, hey, pass out of it. We know you're a good playmaker. We're just going to make other guys make shots. So, like, between KCP and MPJ, those guys are going to be forced to put up a lot of shots. And it's tough to kind of choose between the two because you look at MPJ, he's probably going to be the one who, just like all the memes, is not going to turn up or turn down a wide open shot because he's probably going to have plenty of looks. But at KCP at that 7 number is super interesting. The one question with him is usage, essentially, because that ticked up a little bit towards the end of that Lakers series. And he's been used in a lot of good spots against the Heat as well throughout the regular season, which, yes, it's very different. But I think my one additive for KCP over MPJ, which, yes, the ceiling's probably a little bit higher with MPJ, is KCP is probably going to have some better defensive matchups. Like, I think once you get to MPJ, it's going to be some Caleb Martin, probably some Jimmy Butler, depending on the lineup that they put out, maybe even some Haywood Highsmith, which is a disastrous matchup for MPJ, if any. I think KCP has the opportunity to get, Duncan Robinson on a switch, which would be fantastic, or maybe just have him sit in the corner against him, which that guy's a traffic cone, call it what it is. So, like, I definitely like some of these guys, and KCP is probably mine.
Okay. We can lock in KCP 3s. I mean, I'm super down for that. Yeah. That means we got to pivot with MPJ, though. I'm not opposed to that, though.
Yeah, and I mean, KCP's if the Heat pull out a zone, it's going to be KCP. That busts us out. So, I mean, I don't know how often they'll be able to do that this series, but we'll do it at some point. And he's the guy to attack from there.
Yeah, and I've seen too many MPJ over 3s at this point. I think it's too core. Too core?
I mean, what is it? The 3s attempted props that I have up now for the series. Like, I think if you're doing those game by game for MPJ, it's not a terrible idea. But it's a little more attainable for KCP in my eyes here, as long as he gets the minutes.
All right. Well, chat, we've got Scherzer pitching right now, man on first, Trey Turner single. Wow. In his first at bat against Scherzer. How about that?
Look at him.
And we've got a 3-1 count against Harper right now as well. Let's see if we can get some bangs early and often, chats. Looks like he walked them. First and second, chat. Philly's asking questions early. Good. Good. All right. I also saw a Gaussman K sighting in chat.
Is that true?
Yeah, he got 1.
2 Ks.
Did he get 2?
Yeah, chat saying.
I thought he got 1. Okay. Another one. He just got another one. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go, boys. Need some winners to start out the day. Schwarb, Nuke, first at bat. I freaking hope so, dude. Is he up?
That would be hilarious.
Is he still hitting fourth in that lineup, or has he gotten demoted yet? I'm assuming he has.
I think he.
All right, chat. What about MPJ over rebounds? Javon, everyone's talking about his threes. What about rebounds potentially?
That could be a look. That could certainly be a look. Honestly, I mean, that line looks a little low. If I'm being honest with you. I mean, chat, you can tap in here, but that seems almost too easy. What's he got to average 8 a game to go over that in 4?
Let's see. So I'm pulling up his stats from the last series. Okay. He had 37 rebounds in that last series. He had 3 games with 10 rebounds.
Yeah, that's why. This line could be the easiest green ever, or it could be the biggest trap on the board.
Mm.
And
well, how do you think
last series is completely different? And in theory, this would be an even better matchup for him, which is why that line is completely throwing me off.
Who else is going to be getting freaking rebounds?
I mean, anybody. I guess they're going to be a lot of emphasis on Jokic, not that they're going to necessarily stop him, but I would think that MPJ and Aaron Gordon should certainly be in position for a lot of boards.
Okay. You think it looks too easy?
I'm certainly not fading it because I think scheme-wise he's going to be in that position quite a bit, but that number is extremely low.
Phillies bang.
There we go.
Phillies bang, chats. Come on, what happened?
Casty.
What happened? Let's fucking go. Let's go. Castellanos coming through?
You also got a double steal.
No way.
Trey Turner fantasy score air.
It already hits.
Already.
I freaking bet, dude. Bad throw and a steal. Let's go. Let's go, boys. We'll take it.
There we go.
There's still one out. Still man on third. We'll take it.
It's huge.
Okay. Javon, I got another square up my sleeve, but you might not care for this one. Jimmy Butler less than rebounds, which got bumped down.
I don't have a problem with it.
And then Trent's on the over. 2-0, Harper run, bang. Let's go, boys. Let's freaking go. It was always Harper run. God damn.
Always was. Always was.
All right. That's okay. That's okay. We need runs. All right. I want to take Jimmy less than rebounds. I feel like he will be, honestly, focused more on running the offense around, the arc and not as much of the paint as much as series. And I also love that it got bumped down as well. And I don't see how he's going to be getting rebounds with freaking Jokic in there. If they pull him out, they pull him out. But I want to take that under with the getting bumped down.
Yeah. I don't have an argument for it, honestly.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. I think somebody's going to have to be in there, whether it's, I don't know, maybe the Caleb Martin. He was feasting on the boards late in that series. They might need him depending on where they're at defending Jokic. Bam's going to have to be aggressive, but he'll be on Jokic. Maybe Haywood Highsmith. I think we get more minutes from him, and he'll be in kind of the rebounding discussion there. But Jimmy is certainly playing hurt. So I don't know how aggressive he's going to be able to be.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Weird take. Jimmy's a dog on the offensive boards. Well, then why did he get bumped down? And, yeah, we got a Bozo Bichette Nuke. I'm seeing.
Let's go.
All right, boys. Yeah, I want to take it. It's a weird square. I don't know why it got bumped down. It makes me love it. So right now, what do we got? Let's scroll to the top, Joshy. Looks like we got Caleb Martin, less than 68.5 points. Bam Adebayo, more than 68.5 points. Love that one. Jamal Murray, less than threes made. Okay. KCP, more threes. Love it. MPJ, more rebounds. And Jimmy, less than rebounds. Okay. Chat, last call. Any sharp squares in this series category that you love that we have to take? Did we pick a squad ride yet? No, we always do that at the end, my man. Always at the end. Okay. Chat, last call. This is 6 piece I can get behind now.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon points. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I
can
guess
get behind
if we have
that.
a third one, it has to be a Heat guy because we have 3 and 2.
I think we have 6.
We have 6.
Yeah.
We do have
We got
6. We do have 6. We do have 6.
We
Yeah,
got
I
6.
forgot we kept Caleb Martin on.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want to veto it, I'll give you a veto card if you want it.
I don't have an argument against it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm with you, Hags. Looks like a green gob to me, brother. Looks like a green gob to me. Chat, we will post this on the BTL Twitter. You got some time. All right, game doesn't start for a couple hours. You got plenty of time. All right, we'll post that on BTL. Don't stress about getting in now. Make sure you guys follow the Twitter. All right, I know you guys all are. Okay.
Yeah.
Dubs, Javon, chat, what do you guys want to go over next? Obviously, have to hit these MLB games. Want to talk some college baseball. Maybe we do college baseball right now, and then we finish up with MLB leading into the squad ride because we're probably going to take one of those plays. Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, let's pivot and chat. If you guys aren't hip to the College Baseball World Series, Javon will give you a 60-second rundown of how it works. But first, we had to show you guys what's going on down in the Lexington Regionals. It's pretty crazy. So there's a hotel. Every hotel is booked up from some music festival that's going on down there. So West Virginia, Ball State, and Indiana, these guys all have to freaking stay at the University of Kentucky's dorms. And that's where they're staying. It's crazy. I mean, this looks like a summer camp type. And they're putting these kids in there from some of the best teams in the country to stay there. I was reading an article. They were bitching about how tall these guys are, and they're sleeping on freaking twin cots, and their legs aren't even – there's not enough room for their legs on the freaking beds. Like, who coordinated this shit? And how could we not get, West Virginia, who has a very freaking good baseball team, beds that fit the players and normal rooms that are not the dorm of the college that's right next door? It's whack. It's whack. This would never happen in any other sport. I feel bad for these guys, but if you were not hip, we wanted to get you guys hip because it's crazy. And all the players are bitching. They're all posting stuff like this on their socials. And I don't blame them. And I don't blame them one bit. Javon, this is pretty wild, huh?
Yeah, it is pretty wild. I mean, I have a lot of friends that play, I mean, even D1 baseball, but I have some that play, NAIA ball, NAIA ball and stuff like that too, and D2. So, I mean, it's funny, but also kind of sucks seeing the lack of planning on the NCAA's part for a lot of these travel trips, not just now, but this happens a lot more than you'd think. So, I mean, it's kind of sucks. And there we go. We got a 3-0 bang and
holy smokes, dude.
the Jays.
Toronto is cooking Peralta right now. My goodness.
Yeah. That's what we like.
Goodness.
That's what we like.
Okay. Dubs. Joshy, we'll go ahead and pivot over to the regionals, to the bracket. We'll take a peep here at the college baseball playoffs, which starts up tomorrow around BTL time, chat. That's why we're doing this today. And then Javon will get you guys hip, more filled in tomorrow throughout the show as well. But let the people know, Javon, how this tournament works in, a couple sentences.
Yeah, so basically you got starting out with the regionals, you have 16 one seeds that are going to host in a field of 64. You got a double elimination between those 4 teams, Lindor warning track, I bet. Double elimination for those 4 teams. You'll see the 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. Winners of those games play, losers of those games play. You got a little mini winners bracket and losers bracket, and the regional champion comes out. And you have a super regional, which is a best of 3 series between the winners of each of these regions that are matched up, and then you finally get to the College World Series. So it's going to be a super fun tournament. I would recommend people who I feel fantastic about that. Fantastic. That's awesome.
Your guys' transfer class is insane.
Yeah, quick segue to that, but that's TCU basketball's got me excited. But yeah, I don't hate that. But this is going to be a super fun tournament. There's a lot of really good teams with a lot of top talent. So I would recommend, even if you're not necessarily getting into it from the betting standpoint, start tuning in tomorrow because it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yep, just like the college lacrosse tournament, chat, the college baseball championship is actually extremely exciting to follow and watch. I don't do regular season baseball. We got MLB on. There's no reason to in my eyes. But the tournament is electric. Okay, so I'll be tuned in. We'll be tapped in. We'll be betting it. I got a play I like for tomorrow. I'm going to let you guys know. But wanted to look at some of these future odds as well while we talk with some of the really good teams first, Javon, when we look at who we think is winning the whole shebang. And I want to gas up LSU, who's the 5th overall seed, okay? And I want to take LSU plus 750 and I know that's short, but that's the team I think towards the top who's going to win it all with Paul Skeens.
Yep.
Paul Skeens, who is apparently the next Steven Strasburg. People are saying his own coach called him the next Steven Strasburg. I'm excited to see this freaking kid. I've seen clips of him, highlights of him. He's a freaking beast. They're plus 800, sure. LSU with the best arm in baseball, and then also Dylan Cruz, who hits 420. Nice. He's a beast and one of the best hitters in baseball as well. 2 top 5 picks in this MLB draft coming up. They're stacked, but Javon, Wake Forest is plus 400 ahead of LSU?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Are they the clear-cut best team here by far?
I would say so. I mean, they have been all season. It's weird because I've seen a strong lack of LSU love after all we saw all season. And Josh, if you want to go back to the bracket, I mean, I'm not going to be taking them to advance or win it myself, but look at the draw they got. Extremely favorable. Extremely favorable. I mean, they have obviously the matchup first round in their regional with Tulane, who scary team because they got hot at the right time, but they have been so bad all season. So I mean, it's definitely a weird matchup with them. But look below them, you have Sam Houston and Oregon State, 2 teams that are super inconsistent. So that's probably one of the stranger draws, I would guess, of a region. And then you look right below them. I think that's the biggest crapshoot of a regional, not just because of the whole dorm situation, but Kentucky, Ball State, and then you have on the bottom side Indiana and West Virginia, who were 2 teams that I was pretty high on throughout the whole season, but now they've gotten cold at the wrong time, especially if you're talking about West Virginia. So that region is weird, and I don't really have a strong belief about any of those teams other than LSU, really, if you want to group that whole super regional group together. So, I mean, LSU is one of the corp teams for sure with 2 top 3 picks, most likely, but they don't have much stopping them until they get to the supers.
Okay. And then people are talking about Clemson having really good value, but they got a bad draw. Looks like they got Lipscomb and then Charlotte and Tennessee as well, Javon. Is that a pretty tough draw for them?
It's tough necessarily, but if you want to talk about the corp team who is like a long shot value-wise that everybody's taking, it's them. I would say it looks a little tougher than it really is, especially when you look at Tennessee, who this season hasn't been able to win a game on the road to save their lives. They have really, really bad losses on the road. So like it's not a situation where I like necessarily believe in them there. There's certainly talent if you look across their region and the one that they're paired up with, but I would say it looks a little tougher than it actually is. And yeah, Tennessee definitely has the pitching. That's the one concern there. They're still a good team, but I can't overlook those struggles on the road, especially when it's going to be a really tough environment up in there in Clemson, and they have talented teams that they're going to be facing before then. So like it's a tougher draw. I'll say that.
Okay.
Probably, I would say Clemson earned a little better than they got in Tennessee, but
Okay.
I don't know.
And let's pull up the futures odds one more time. I want Javon's futures pick of the college baseball playoffs. Who are you taking a stab on here?
Yeah, so I mean, I hate taking like any of the corp teams, so I'm not necessarily going to do that. Whether it's really, I guess, the top 4 and then Clemson. I'll tell you what, though, one of the teams that I'm eyeing to really make a run is whoever comes out of the Texas and Miami regional, which it's not a lock by any means that it's going to be either of those 2 teams, because you do have, and I kind of want to talk about that region for a second, because that's probably one of the more interesting ones on the board. Yeah, there you go. Luzardo. Good call.
Good read, Matt. Good read, dude.
Yeah. So this is going to be super. And yeah, Beanie Betts is talking about it. I think Maine is going to give those teams problems. They have
what?
They have absolutely no pitching. So like whatever the total is in the Miami game, or, if they lose and they play, Louisiana Lafayette, I'm taking the over. They have no pitching, but one of the best and most underrated lineups of bats in this entire tournament. So like they're going to hit. And I guarantee you when they come into either Miami or whoever they play in that second game, there's going to be a situation where it looks a little sketchy because they can hit. Like it's going to be, I could very well see them going into Miami and it's a 15-10 game when we get to the end of it. So that total is probably going to be super high, but they can hit. They have a couple of guys in their lineup that are some of the most elite power hitters like in the country. Like it's awesome. I forget his name. Jeremiah Jenkins. He is, I think, the leader in the country, or not in the country, but of everybody in the tournament, home run wise. And they have a couple of guys in their lineup that are kind of right there too. So they have a lot of upset potential. And I think that's a scary team. I'll probably be taking them against Miami, at least a spread if I can find that. And I'll probably be taking them straight up, whoever they play, if they lose that game, the next one. So I think that regional is going to be super interesting. Nobody's really bought into Texas right now because they went 0-2 in the Big 12 tournament. They're very up and down, but when they're up, there's a scary team. So I wouldn't count them out one bit. I think one of those teams is going to make a serious push to win the Natty this year.
Wow. Okay. Maybe a little sprinkle on both of them to take the edge off, huh?
Yeah, it takes a lot. I mean, I know I did it in college basketball, but I hate Texas. So it takes a lot for me to somewhat believe in them, but it's a weird spot for them. I think that regional is going to be awesome.
Okay. All right, and then quickly give a TCU TCU pitch.
Yeah, I mean, they're hot at the right time. Tough draw with Arkansas, probably. I mean, they cannot contend with Arkansas's arms, like, at all. But they can certainly swing the bat right now. So I think they matched up in a regional a couple years back when TCU was much different. They were like a bubble team who really shouldn't have been in the tournament. There we go.
Keep going. More.
Yeah, they're a bubble team that shouldn't have been in the tournament. They hung around for a little bit in that first game there and kind of got blown out towards the end. So I definitely like them a lot now. They're one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in the country coming into the tournament. So it's a really tough draw for Arkansas. And I think that's going to be super interesting. You also have Santa Clara there here. Well, I don't think they can necessarily give Arkansas that much trouble, but they're one of the more talented 4 seeds in all of the country. So, I mean, you got them. You got TCU, is one of the hottest teams in the country. Arizona, also one of the hotter teams in the country as well. Both made a pretty big run there. So, I mean, Arkansas definitely wins the arms battle with any of these teams, but another regional that's going to be super fun.
Okay. Sounds like whoever's coming out of that bottom right sector could make some noise.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of teams that can hit, like between Arizona and TCU. Their bats are some of the hottest in the country, like I said. So, I mean, if Arkansas, you got that one pitcher in a game that doesn't have their best stuff come, maybe if it's just the 1-0 game or we get further down the line with them, it could get weird. It could certainly get weird. And I'm to be honest, not a huge Indiana State believer too. Up on the other side there, I honestly think Iowa scares me a little more, but the Big Ten, if you're backing them consistently in the tournament, you're not winning coin. So
yeah, and that's a perfect segue into my pick that I'm going to give you guys. Where can we find the bracket? I put it in the chat. All right, let's go to the top left sector of this bracket, Josh. I want to talk about Northeastern versus Maryland. I like Northeastern tomorrow. They play at 1 p.m. Eastern, chats. They play against Maryland, who they've already played this season. They've already beaten Maryland this season. And this team, Northeastern, they're legit. They're 6-0 this season versus top 25 teams in the RPI. And they've got Mike Sirota in the outfield, who has a 1,100 OPS this season. He's a pro player in that outfield. They're scrappy. They're underrated. Their offense is stacked. So I'm going to be back in Northeastern to win outright tomorrow against Maryland in the first game of that series. Maryland is a choker. They notoriously choke in the college baseball playoffs. They've been doing it since I was in college. And like you said, let's fade the Big Ten in this tournament, and we'll go about our day, right? Give me Northeastern at plus 105, chat, tomorrow around BTL time. Lock that in if you're trying to feel something at plus money, barely. All right? Gaussman shoving. Let's freaking go, dude.
There we go. 4.
Let's freaking go. We need more strikeouts. Am I hearing 4s?
Yeah, I saw some 4s.
We got our 4s up? Okay.
Got our 4s up.
Let's go. Come on, chat. All right, W's. I'm still rolling with the LSU Tigers for my future in this tourney. 2 best players in the country on that team. And definitely not back in the number 1 team in the nation, Javon, because there's a little bit of a curse with that first seed, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Let's just say another situation where if you're back in the number 1 overall seed over the past, I don't know, however many years, you're also not winning coin. So, I mean,
they never win.
Yeah, never. So, I mean, Wake Forest is probably one of the better overall 1 seeds, but there's also a lot more parity between the couple best teams in the country, I will say. So it'll be interesting to see how they end the fall.
Dubs, chat. Hope this got you prepped up and ready for the college baseball championship starting up tomorrow. Get your wagers in responsibly. All right? Kiermaier, what a catch. Oof. I bet.
Kiermaier,
Chad,
goat.
not hearing a lot of updates offensively in that Phillies and Mets game, huh? Need updates, assuming there's no scoring now. All right, incoming Beatty home run next. I hope, Bryce. I freaking hope so, brother. All right, let's go over the freaking MLB plays for today. All right, we already hit the early ones. Now let's hit the late ones. All right, Alonso's up with a full count. Get on base, dude. Get on base. All right. Please, Alonso walk. All right, Alonso leadoff walk. Just what the doctor ordered, chat.
That's what we
Just
need.
what the doctor ordered. Beatty time. Beatty time. All right, Dubs. Let's talk about these later games. And of course, the first one up next is the Rockies game. Great, perfect, right in my face. Yeah, dude, you go first. I'm still so pissed, and I feel bad. Like I did research on Lamet. I dug up, what he's been saying in the media. I looked at his freaking stats as a starter. I looked at his expected numbers. I looked at his xFIP, his xGrit, his xWAP, whatever you need to look at, and didn't freaking matter, chat. That's on me. That was a terrible wager. I'm still hurt. Javon, talk about the Rockies. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, this one's weird because it's a guy who I can't really figure out in Seabold, but he's been pretty solid. And, if you look on paper, he matches up pretty well with a lot of the D-backs hitters. And you always, want to go back to the Rockies after not even just last night, letting a majority of us down, but it's back-to-back times now that their offenses looked absolutely anemic, which, yes, last night you got Cy Young Tommy Henry, a lefty where the Rockies are in the worst split. So, Zach Davies is certainly not someone that scares me against this offense. So, dare I say I want to go back to him. I think it's not a bad play today, taking the Rockies on the ML, which I'm willing to get hurt.
Dude, you're willing to get hurt again?
I'm willing to get hurt. I would say, yesterday it was kind of I don't want to say a shot in the dark, but it was a lot more questionable of what you're going to get from Lamet there. Now, I feel like it lines up a little bit better with Seabold. You've seen him a couple times. You kind of know what he's going to get you. Same with on Zach Davies. And I'll say the line and the splits and the movement definitely are catching my eye a little more than they have been in the past couple of days of the series. We see them, I think they touched 160-ish at a point, down to plus 150, 145 everywhere. And you got 32% of bets, 51% of money with the up arrow on the money as well.
Oh, he's out.
And yeah, it's not Chase Anderson pitching, it's Seabold. Father slide. It was Chase Anderson until yesterday.
Okay. All right. It's Seabold. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the over in that game, but I'm not betting it. And I'm sure the Rockies will win today after yesterday. All right. Fade Davies at all costs. People forget he doesn't talk to his wife, ex-wife, or dogs and ghosted them. I will not forget that.
People do forget.
I will not forget ghosting your puppies. That is not acceptable. That is not allowed. Gosh, who does that?
Wow.
You got to be a pretty messed up person to just not speak to your ex-girlfriend and want to see your dogs ever again. I don't get that. You can ghost the girl. You can't ghost the dog. Have some respect.
Yeah, the dog's crazy.
Have some respect. Come on now. All right, Cincinnati, Boston. Hunter Green, Chris Sale, I bet totals up from 8.5 to 9.5. Not really surprising, although we did get an under in that game last night. I'm sure we did after I took the under in that first game of the series. We got it last night, I bet. I'm not crazy enough to go back to an under here. I think I'm just going to put totals at Fenway Park in timeout with the Royals and the Nats because it doesn't matter what's sharp or what's not. And I think the Reds are a decent look today, but is that a fat line, given some respect to Chris Sale, a little fatter than you would have expected with how hot the Reds are especially and how bad the Red Sox have been playing?
Yeah, well, so I'm trying to put my somewhat bias to the side because I'm looking at a lot of these Reds lines and I think that they're pretty high, in the last handful of weeks, and they're maybe just the sign of the disrespect this guy's been, or the not this guy, Vegas is giving the Reds. I don't know if they're really able to adjust in the immediate, but with Hunter Green on the mound, it seemed a little disrespectful. And you see what's kind of keeping me off of leaning the Red Sox here is this line got up to a point of like minus 175, and now it's starting to come down. It's like I do think the Reds bats show up in some capacity today, but I'm very unsure of what Hunter Green is going to be able to do against this offense. Because theoretically, not even theoretically, like again, another matchup on paper, guys like Devers, guys like Yoshida should absolutely feast in this matchup. It's just the Reds right now have that dog in them. So like I don't trust Hunter Green in this matchup, but I'm definitely not counting out their bats against Chris Sale, where they're in their better split. And yes, I saw that his fantasy score got bumped down. Another
Hearing
reason.
there's some wind. There might be some wind going on. Maybe that's affecting the total, going up a whole run as well. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, like it could end up being one of those situations with the Reds where maybe Green gets lit up and the bats pull off just a masterclass comeback, maybe like yesterday, and it ends up being, you know, the square-ish pick, I guess you could say, on the board. That was just simple and easy, but I'm certainly not fading them. But it seems like that could be the avenue to take.
Okay. All right. Maybe the over is a good look. Hunter Green coming off 6-inning no-hitter with 10 Ks too. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that's what's keeping me off of putting any sort of coin on the Reds.
Red Sox team total over?
That could be the move there.
Red Sox team total over 5. The over 4.5 is minus 140, Javon. Holy smokes. Over 5 is minus 110. Damn.
Yeah.
That's some respect. Good point made in my stream earlier. Everyone on the Reds is playing like they don't want to be the one who loses their job to Elly De La Cruz. Very true.
That's a great point.
Look, we get lost. We get lost up in the stats and the trends and capping players and pitchers and lineups and whatever. We forget about the human part of the sport, right? Our guy is coming up here soon. He's got to take somebody's spot. And the Reds right now are playing like they don't want to lose their job.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard to call them up with how they're playing right now. My goodness. Just like when we saw the Royals about 3 weeks ago, and I brought this up on BTL, I believe, when the Royals designated, who was it, Javon? Who was their young, decent infielder that they designated for assignment 3 weeks ago? And I hit you up and I was like, Hunter Dozier. And I was like, hey, I know we took the Royals yesterday and they lost again. Shocker. But maybe we bet them today again because they just DFA'd one of their young guys who they liked. Maybe that'll be a little bit of a wake-up call to the rest of the team. We didn't bet them. What did they do? They won that game as dogs. All right? There is a human aspect of the sport we forget about at times, and that is a great point. Yeah. Everyone's playing out of their minds. Nobody wants to get that call into the manager's office. 100%. 100%. Rockies D-backs down to 9.5 universally. What the? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, maybe it is the over in Boston. Not overthinking it. I've been scarred so much by totals there this season. Maybe Boston team total over is a good look as well.
100%. That would be probably what I would do there.
Okay. Cleveland, Minnesota. Bibby versus Lopez. Has Lopez regressed positively at all recently, or is he still in this stretch where he's pitching like crap? He's pitching like crap. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty bad.
He's pitching like crap. Yep. Giving up 4, 2, 5 in his last 3. He's not locked in right now. That ERA is up to 4.11. Holy smokes. Gaussman has 5 Ks. Let's go. Let's freaking go, boys. Javon, is it Bibby? I know the Just Baseball boys dropped in earlier. Are we liking Cleveland today? I don't like that line move.
I honestly don't even care. I think it's a situation where we probably might see a line move the Guards' way come, first pitch here. But looking at all like the props and all the matchups, I will say everything Pablo Lopez today is reminding me a lot of what we saw from Shane Bieber yesterday, which the Orioles didn't win the game, which kind of sucked. But talk about that under fantasy score that we took. He had like 3. So it's like he got absolutely destroyed. And all of his lines looked oddly low, and they moved once they announced the lineup that was much worse than expected. So I expect the Guards to score on him today, regardless of how that happens or if the Guards are able to hold up their end of the pitching. But Guardians lineup is shockingly hot right now. which is I didn't think I'd ever be able to see that. And it's only been a handful of games, but Josh Naylor is one of the best hitters on the planet right now. I can't believe what we're seeing from that guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. Ahmed Rosario, another guy who's starting to hit the ball a lot harder, not look terrible like he did at the beginning of the season. Even like they're doing this with all in a stretch where Stephen Kwan necessarily hasn't been Stephen Kwan. So like I'm definitely high on the Guardians in certain matchups offensively, and this is probably one of them.
Okay. All right. Gosman's got 6 Ks. Let's freaking go, boys.
Let's go.
Let's go. He's locked in. And yes, Javon, the Guardians offense is starting to play well, right? We knew it was coming. They are not as bad as they've been playing. This team is 20-34 to the under this season. The worst team for the overs all year. We knew their offense was going to get going. Last 3 games, they've scored 5, 5, and 12. 4 before that. So, yes, they are starting to finally put some runs up on the board. And this is an offense and a team that I would like to back this week before they cool off, right, and before the books kind of adjust. So, I'm more than okay with backing Cleveland's offense in some capacity here. The total opened up at 8, juice to the under. Now the juice is on the over in this game with less than 50% of handle on the over in that game per Visson. So the splits on the sides are pretty much 50-50, my goodness, on both the spread and the total here, run line and total. Interesting. I was expecting to see more Twins bets. With the way that line's moving, it's moved about 15 cents towards the guards. Towards the Twins away from the guards, which kind of scares me off of Cleveland ML, Javon. But if you still like it, I'm down to rides or back this team in some capacity, at least their offense.
Yeah. I wonder if they have a Pablo Lopez fantasy score up. So that would be probably the way that I would do it there. I mean, if we're talking, Prize Picks board and everything. Because I do
He's up.
Still, yeah, he is up for 30.5. I believe that was the same exact number that Bieber was at yesterday.
Got his ass. Got his ass.
Bang.
Come on.
Bangs.
Let's go, Gosman. What do you say, kids? Yeah, I'm down to fade Lopez.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep, there it is. Shane Bieber, 30.5 yesterday.
Wow, same number, too.
It could be a coincidence. Or maybe not.
Now, do we not ever think it for a book bet here in this game? Do we just go Cleveland ML?
I mean, we could go – I don't know if we're too scarred from yesterday's game, but we could go team total.
Cleveland team total. Okay.
Wonder what that's.
Looks like their team total is sitting around
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. It's pretty low. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't hate that one bet. You think they're getting 4 runs against Pablo?
I do.
Okay. All right. Dubs. Angels Houston. Late night game on FS1. W's. Detmer's going against, is it Blanco? Getting the start?
Guess so.
Okay.
That's new. I didn't see that.
Huh. Yeah, it was initially not Blanco, but I'm looking like it's him now, and that makes the line make a little bit more sense as well. But Blanco minus 175, is that a little fat? Yeah, Valdez got scratched, I believe, chat. I'm gonna look into it right now.
Yeah, get some confirmation on that. Because I've seen the line's certainly been taken down, which that would make sense for it, but it's interesting.
I'm doing some research. Books are still listing Framber, haven't moved the number as I discussed. I think he's getting pushed back, and it'll be somebody from AAA making a start. That's our guy, Adam Trigger, who's been on here before talking about that game. So, yeah, it's looking like it's Framber's getting pushed to tomorrow. Okay. What are your thoughts on this game now? We got a young gunner coming up to pitch.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, this looks like a pretty interesting spot for the public to be on the Angels, where I would probably do the same approach that I did with the Guardians. I would just say Reed Detmers is going to get tapped today. Hopefully, Jose Altuve is going to be in this lineup today, which is a huge plus matchup-wise. So I don't know if I want to necessarily back the Stros on the ML, minus 175 on what seems like maybe I don't know what Blanco to expect from him, but him plus a possible bullpen game. But their offense against Detmer certainly intrigues me.
Detmers stinks. He's back to being bad. Detmers again. Renel Blanco. Let's check out this guy's numbers this season, huh? He's got a 4.5 ERA. He's only pitched 1 to 2 innings per game when he's gone in there this year. So maybe he'll be opening and they'll be going to a bullpen game is what it's looking like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have to dig into that one a little bit more, Chad, after BTL with that change. Okay. And we need more freaking runs in Philly and New York because that's not going to cut it. 2 runs ain't going to cut it, Chad. We got so excited there and we haven't heard anything since. Brutal. All right. Let's start crafting the squad rides. All right, Chad. You guys know the vibes. Smacked another squad ride last night with the Dodgers and Nats over 9.5. The Nats hit that on their own. Was not expecting that. But a very pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
Okay.
how about it?
Somehow Don Smith found a way to not do a single thing in that game with 10 runs. But anyhow, and shout out Keibert Ruiz for hitting 2 home runs as well. Beast. He had 3 home runs against his old team that series. He deserves the shout out there. But chat, squad rides 89, 57, and 3. Insane. Can we talk about the squad rides printing? There we go. Okay. Guys, tail these. If you're not already, I don't know what you're doing, but there should be 300 plus responsible wagers on the squad ride every single day, including today. All right. So let's craft up. Javon, I'm down to put in Boston team total over.
Yeah, probably should put that in.
Okay. Boston team total over, I bet. Cleveland team total over.
Yeah. Scary buttons to push after yesterday's games, but definitely I like the matchups there.
Okay. I'm in prison, but it's a nice prison because I'm up half from the squad ride. Attaboy, Uncle Leo. Attaboy. Love it. All right. What about, I don't want to put the Rockies in here, do you?
I mean, not necessarily.
You kind of do, I think.
I think they're the play, though, but it's tough.
Anything in that Angels game you want to put in or no?
I mean, we can put the Astros team total in there, too. Heavy team total day.
What about the NBA game tonight? Heat plus 9? Over?
Yeah. I don't have a problem with the over.
I like the over. Let's check the splits. 61% of bets, 73% of handle on the over tonight. Everyone's only talking about how Miami can't score. Totals moved up a little bit from that opener. I thought the opener was already a little bit high, in my opinion. Wouldn't mind putting that over in one bet and making this a little 3-piece.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I'm down.
Okay. Miami, Denver, over. 219. All right, chat. We're going to go a smaller, more targeted squad ride today with a limited slate. All right. We're going Boston team total over, Cleveland team total over, and Miami, Denver over 219 on the hardwood tonight in the NBA Finals. All right, chat. Javon, I need a score prediction from you in this game.
Score prediction.
I need a score prediction so we can go back and clip it when you guess it exact.
Give me Give me 114-109 Nuggets.
Okay. 114-109 Nuggets.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like our guy Kimmy scored a run as well, I bet. Double steal and a run. Legacy game.
Double steal.
All right.
There you go.
W's.
I'll tell you what I feel a lot more confident at, and that's Bam Adebayo giving you 17 tonight.
Ooh. Little PP square to take the edge off tonight.
Yeah.
The NBA Finals.
I'm locking him in the series entry, and I think it certainly starts today.
Okay. All right. I'm down to take that with you, my man. You got some cojones. That's for sure. But I'm down. Nobody wants to take that.
Yeah, you can take a look at that chart, too.
Take a peep.
Take a peep at that chart. Take a peep at that chart. What the
That could help with the over. That could help.
Oh, yeah.
Chat, squad ride is up in the Twitch poll. All right. Only 3 plays to pick from today. No excuses. Should be plenty of votes. Get those votes in. Hurry up. Go. Get your votes in. 3 picks, 3 winners. Red Sox team total over. Guardians team total over. and Miami, Denver over. A lot of overs today. And we got Brandon Dixon coming up soon. Good. Anybody on base? Anybody on base? We're going to need a legacy at bat from our guy Dixon coming up here. Looks like we got two guys on.
2-1 no out with Bogarts at the plate.
Really?
And Dixon on deck. That could be huge.
Come on, Dixon. What do you say, kid? What do you say, kids?
Not hit into double play. That'd be great.
Please, Bogarts. Don't be as ass as you've been the last 2 weeks. Please. Austin coming in with the sub bang. Beast. Roadster as well. Cool Canes, dude. Sub bang. PMPX Steph. Dubs. Appreciate it. SB Profit. Appreciate all the sub bangs, chat. All right. Love it. Any PP squares? Well, you got that BAM square.
Yeah, take Bam.
Take BAM. You could take
Pablo Lopez under fantasy score over hits, however you want to play it.
Yeah, what else? Anything else screaming your name? We got a Mets bang.
Mets bang. There we go.
All right, chats. You got a 2-out bang from the Mets. BAM points, Cole.
Yeah,
BAM points. There we go, chats. There we go. Martin under points. I'll be on that. I'll be on that after that first game. Are you kidding me? Let's go, Mets. Let's go, Mets. I mean, I got to fake Caleb Martin after that last game. Give me a break.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
I don't have a choice.
I get it.
It's not even up to me. It's not up to me.
You don't make the rules.
I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
Yeah.
All right. All right. We got first and third, 2 outs, chat, in New York. We need another run, and Dixon is up to the plate. Let's freaking go. Can we sweat this out?
Second and third for Dixon. Yeah, let's get that.
Joshy, any way we can sweat this out and you could pull off a legacy screen share with the Gamecast? Let me know. Let me know. Might be too late. Come on, Dixon. What do you say, kid?
In play runs.
Bang! Let's go, Dixon. Let's fucking go, dude.
You gotta see what it is first, though.
Let's go, dude.
We still need something else because of the sack fly.
Oh no.
Still need something else.
Oh.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
I thought it was over. Oh. I thought it was over, chat.
Still need one more.
No. All right. It's still early. Yeah, that was a blue ball McGee. Holy
It was.
smokes. Brutal, man. Oh. I feel like I won the lottery and I had my ticket ripped away right in front of my face. That's how I feel right now. Damn.
We have Pete at the plate, too.
We got Pete up at the plate. Let's pivot to that game because we got
Two
first and
seconds.
thirds. We got first and third going.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get this at bat in before Surge Stream starts up, chat. If you guys aren't following us on Pickett, figure it out, download it. The best bet tracking app out there. Link up all your books. It does it automatically for you. Super easy to use. It's free. You don't got to put any money into it. It's not a sports book. You track your bets. And we got a Pete Cat. Nice. I bet. I bet. It was always Harper. It was never Alonso.
Yep.
Golly. All right, chat. What was the squad rod? I didn't see the poll end. Oh, no. Oh, no. Did anybody see what the squad rod was? We were lacking.
Yeah. Didn't notice that.
Guardians team total.
Figured.
Okay. Guards team total over 3.5, chats. I like that play. We're being targeted today, quality over quantity on a limited slate. We've got the NBA Finals tonight. We'll drop our series prize pick slip on the BTL Twitter as well with some other places on our own Twitters throughout the night. All right, we're going to have plenty of entries left and right. All right, Javon? Dubs, we're going to sweat out the Guardians. Team total overs, the squad rides, okay? Gosman's at 7 Ks. Keep on moving, my man, all right? And hang around for Surge Stream, chat, starting up here right now, okay? We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll be seeing.
Yep.
We'll be seeing, chat.